bhuri grinanti ye bhurida janaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss, showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all sins and misdeeds of life, and it brings spiritual welfare. Spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace flow through those who listen to your holy message. Truly generous are those who preach and share the nectar of your message with suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So, we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and it was Sri Ramakrishna was talking to M, and the discussion went on about worshipping the form and the formless. Last time we read, when the Maim, the writer of this book, chronicler, said, "Do you mean to suggest that one should meditate on a clay image?" The Master responded, "Why clay? These images are the embodiments of consciousness." And then M said, "Even so, one must think of the hands, feet, and other parts of the body." But again, I realize that the mind cannot be concentrated unless one meditates in the beginning on God with form. You have told me so. Therefore, then God can easily assume different forms. May one meditate on the form of one's own mother? So that is the M's question. That see, we worship God as mother. Mother Durga was discussed the last time. And Durga comes with Saraswati, Kartika or Lakshmi, all these divine expressions as the daughter of Durga. So now you see that how to think of God in the form. Ramakrishna emphasized at the beginning, it is difficult to concentrate our mind in the infinite. So meditating on the form of God is very good tool. And when you think, then you think of the parts. The hand, the feet, the face, the eyes, the ears, like that. It helps us to bring back the distracted mind into some focus. So that's the beginning, it is very much important. And then when it advances, that's a different thing. Then naturally the question came that we love our mother, we love our father or somebody. Can we see that God can be worshipped in the form of my mother? Can I think of mother? Because God has become everything. So can I not meditate on my mother then, earthly mother? Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, mother should be adored. She is indeed an embodiment of Brahman. That means yes, if you can think that she is the embodiment of consciousness, she is the God in person in the life and nurtured me, protected me, supported me. So thinking not as a earthly mother, but as the expression of the eternal consciousness, Satchidananda, because everything is the divine. We are reading all the time that every form and name are only outward expressions, but what is expressed is the consciousness. So you can think of your mother also, or your father, mother, etc. Then M again says that M then sat in silence. After a few minutes, he asked the Master, what does one feel while thinking of God without form? Is it not possible to describe it? Then after some reflection, the Master said, do you know what it is like? And saying so, he remained silent a moment, and then said a few words to him about one's experience at the time of the vision of God with and without form. But those descriptions are not given here. Sri Ramakrishna described what happens when mind gets concentrated in the form of God, and what happens even when one thinks of the formless aspect of God. We do not know what he said, so it is not written here. Master says, continues, you see, one must practice spiritual discipline to understand this correctly. Suppose there are treasures in a room. If you want to see them and lay hold of them, you must take the trouble to get the key and unlock the door. After that you must take the treasure out. But suppose the room is locked, and standing outside the door you say to yourself, here I have opened the door, now I have broken the lock of the chest, now I have taken the treasure. Such brooding near the door will not enable you to achieve anything. You must practice discipline. So this is important. We are talking about so much of spirituality, meditation, samadhi. It's a common term nowadays. And many people say, I have samadhi. I do not know what is that type of samadhi. What is that expression? Very difficult to understand. And what is that samadhi? Who will say? If one goes to samadhi, he will be transformed personality. He will be totally a different personality. He will be enlightened, as you say, enlightened. That enlightened. But samadhi, we may mistake it. With little concentration, little absorption, sometimes we take it as we have reached a samadhi. Momentarily, we get when we concentrate on anything, we can forget the world. Suppose sometimes it happens, gross example, someone is watching a TV and very interesting something has come and mind is totally engrossed, and at that time somebody calls me or you, but you don't hear anything. That is your samadhi. But the absorption in such a way that the external ear had the sound wave hit it. It carried to the brain, to the mind. But the mind cannot. Mind was engaged, line engaged. So that's this concentration. The meditation is concentration. A deeper concentration, deeper concentration. So here it says that it is like that practice. That's why spiritual discipline is practice. It is a japa, as we are talking about, Purascharana, or repeating the holy mantra. They should be repeated. That's why I said more and more and more and more. Without practice, these are only words. It will not satisfy, it will not just soften our heart, and it will remain an unknown thing forever, and we will be just roaming around the treasure but not getting the treasure. So treasure is here, and it comes by concentration, true, by samadhi. Forget about samadhi, little meditation. Deep meditation is enough. If one day, for few seconds one's mind gets absorbed, only few seconds, into anything divine, even material, they forget the whole world. All scientific world, all the scientists, they are deeply absorbed in their own research. In such a way, they forget their time, forget the space and position. Some pundits in the earlier days, they used to be so engrossed that they were all Brahmins. Their family was the poorest family because husband is day and night absorbed in studying the scripture and getting absorbed, and is happy with that. Without food even they are happy. But the children is there, wife is there, so there is the problem. So concentration, any type of concentration can give. But for spiritual life, mantra, japa, prayer, every day, it is very much necessary. That's why Swami Brahmananda Sri Ramakrishna speaks so highly about practice, practice, practice. And with eyes open practice, with eyes closed practice. Both practice. Some people think only eyes closed. Eyes closed practice is one thing. Those are the days gone. The earlier days people used to go into the deep forest and they have their other duties less, and they could manage to spend their day in silence, and gradually by Puruscharana and other process they used to increase their spiritual strength at a time of concentration, more, longer period, and internally mind becomes acclimatized to those higher levels of concentrated focus and practice for a longer time. It is to be built up. Spiritual muscles are to be built up, no? As someone is saying, no? I started fasting for 9 days and I lose weight. So he continuously fasted for 9 days and then becomes so weak, see, he cannot move anywhere, no? Suddenly you will fast for 9 days. And you have to fast at least one breakfast I skip. Then I skip night supper, I skip. Gradually, 1 week, 2 weeks like that. And gradually, okay, I full fasting. And there is a process of everything. You go in weight lifting. Do you go and first day and hold on to 500 pound weight lifting? Try how it will happen. It's good to have 500 pound lifting, but before that you will break your arm and you will fall down. So spiritual life also should be started where our comfort zone. That's why your Puruscharana means repeating the holy name. You should find a common zone, a comfort zone, that this practice of, say, I am doing for, say, every day. That's your comfort zone. You can easily do every morning. You do maybe 1,000 japa, 5,000 japa, what is your common. That should be your foundation. Now increase on that, day by day little, 1,000 more or 2,000 more. Next day 4,000, increase. In arithmetic progression, some also practice in geometric progression. Arithmetic progression and geometric progression. So this is the thing to be understood. In spiritual life, we have to build up our spiritual awareness more and more. And suddenly increasing is very bad, and not doing anything is also bad, but should be steady. And then inner light will come more and more. And then real, genuine experiences will be. Otherwise it will be nerve-breaking. Sometimes some people experience in spiritual life something which breaks their nervous system. They do not know how to handle. Something happens, a headache, some sensation in the body, does not know what is going on. Medical science says nothing is there available. It is in your mind, no? But you feel that. That's why it is very carefully to move on under Guru's instruction, how to move on and on. So that is, practice is there. And main thing is that how we can withdraw the mind and put in God. That's why our practice is better with eyes open. Try to feel. I am seeing God, but I don't recognize. But reality is the divine everywhere. Try to find the divine in everyone. And when you close, you have time, just sit and feel, yeah, divine in me, divine outside. No? So that 24 hours becomes a part of the practice of spiritual discipline. So that's why Ramakrishna said, I'm giving you the secret. He told M what happens when your mind gets absorbed in Saguna Brahman, what happens when mind goes into Nirguna Brahman. But he said, he does not mention here, M didn't write those private statements, but he said only, I am telling you, I am giving a good description of the sweetness of ice cream. I am giving a good lecture. And it will be very interesting. Wah, 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 if we had that. That will not do. You have to go to procure the ice cream and then put in your tongue and taste. That's called the practice. Practice means bringing that which is not with me, making it my own. That connection with the divine will be with me continuously. So you must practice discipline, that is Ramakrishna. See, Swami Brahmananda says the same way, you must practice discipline. And he always says, why days are passing so fast? Why are you not utilizing your time with this? Utilize it more and feel the connection. The Gyanis think of God without form. They don't accept the divine incarnation. Praising Sri Krishna, Arjuna said, I am on page 128 in the middle. So praising Sri Krishna, Arjuna said, you are Brahman absolute. Then Sri Krishna replied, then follow me and you will know whether or not I am Brahman absolute. So saying, Sri Krishna led Arjuna to a certain place and asked him what he saw there. Arjuna said, I saw a huge tree, and on it I noticed fruits are hanging like clusters of blackberries. How many blackberries in one cluster? So many. Not one. Clusters, all the trees filled with as if hanging blackberries. No? Then he said, Krishna said, Arjuna, asked him what he saw there. Krishna asked what he is seeing there. They said, Arjuna, I see a huge tree, and on it I notice fruits hanging like clusters of blackberries. Then Krishna said to Arjuna, come nearer, and you will find that these are not clusters of blackberries, but clusters of innumerable Krishnas like me. Baba. Innumerable Krishnas like me hanging from that tree. In other words, the divine incarnation without number appear and disappear on the tree of the absolute Brahman. So we are overwhelmed with this earth, and one Krishna, one Rama, one Christ, no? A cluster, one grape, blueberry. And how much? The whole creation, unfathomable. So what is that Krishna? Krishna is Satchidananda to understand. Krishna is only one spark of expression of the infinite. Krishna, we are the little spark of expression of Brahman, but Krishna himself is the avatar who God comes down. But so many gods. What is Brahman? That's why to understand that's very difficult with this limited mind. Therefore you dive deep and meditate and pray and go down, down, down. Kabir Das was strongly inclined to the formless God. At the mention of Krishna's name, he would say, why should I worship him, Krishna? The gopis would clap their hands while he performed a monkey dance, saying that he is like in the love of the gopis, he dances like that. So he is like, why to worship? He is only Saguna manifestation, little manifestation of that infinite. I want that infinite. So Kabir Das says that he was a follower of non-dual truth. But Ramakrishna said, but I accept God with form when I am in the company of the people who believe in that ideal. And I also agree with those who believe in the formless God. That is the unique impact of Sri Ramakrishna. Yes, I see God in person when people come to me whose mind is thinking of the duality. But my mind goes high up when it goes to the absolute. That is samadhi, perfect destruction of the ego, perfect loss of our ego identity. This is also important that when Ramakrishna, that's why Ramakrishna is considered to be the incarnation, accepting all different spiritual moods and ideas. Why? Because when in Ramakrishna we see that Shiva devotees are coming, because of their mindset, his mind resonates in that level. He comes down to the level of the devotees and speak from their inner level. Because he can stay in any level. But he comes down to the level of when Krishna devotees comes, his mind, because of their mental state, his mind is resonating in that level. He comes down and speaks from that level to lift them into the higher level. So that's the unique incarnation. Normally all incarnations, they say one thing and that is their principle, and that is the only thought you can get. You go to Ramana Maharshi, mostly it will get the non-dual aspect of it. No. And whatever you like or dislike, you will be transformed maybe by his spiritual energy. But Ramakrishna does not convert you to non-dual, but he starts from where you are and then pushes you to go higher up. So that is the uniqueness of Sri Ramakrishna. M, smiling, you are as infinite as he of whom we have been talking. Truly, no one can fathom your depth. Master Mahasaya is very humbly saying that you are that you are talking about, unfathomable, that reality. Infinite, of whom we are talking, what is Brahman, what is Atman, what is Samadhi you are talking about, you are the embodiment of that. That's why it is said that Sri Ramakrishna is such a personality. We cannot meditate. Many of us cannot meditate on the form. But that's why he says you need not to meditate, just look at him. You are looking at Brahman. You are looking at Brahman, though you are looking at the form, because there is nothing but that non-dual reality percolating through his presence, as if he is the embodiment of all that. Master, smiling, I see you have found it out. That's also very important. Ramakrishna does not like that someone will praise him, but it's very intimate conversation going on, and he has talked about how one feels when you are giving the vision of God with form, how your experience will be there when you are God without form, you experience that. On that ground he said, what I see in you, you are that reality, what we are talking about, Brahman, Atman, etc., etc. It is you. Then Sri Ramakrishna admitting here. It is occasionally, in the whole Bhagavad Gita you will find, somewhere says, I am this. This I, occasionally they come out. In other time they talk general way. But in certain areas they express their divinity to some intimate circle of people. And that's why we know that who Ramakrishna is, who is Ramakrishna, who is Krishna, who is Christ. I and my Father are one. Not that in every page of the Bible you find it. But once upon a time, here and there, it is mentioned like that. No? So, they express themselves. Ramakrishna said in one place, Ami hoechi, Ami yesechi. I have come. I, the big I, have come. Hey, see, look at me. And I have become. Whatever you see, it is I. Everything is Ramakrishna. One small word. The whole philosophy of all Advaita duality, all is included. I have come, I have become. This table, I have become. As consciousness, I have become this. The sun, moon, stars, trees, plants, human being, whatever you see, I have become. So it is I. So he also in the whole gospel you will not find. In one spot you can find out that is suddenly he spoke in that level. So occasionally they express so that we can get a glimpse who are they really. So here Ramakrishna says, I see, you have find it out. Let me tell you one thing. One should follow various paths. One should practice each creed for a time. In a game of Satranj, a piece cannot reach the center square until it completes the circle. But once in the square it cannot be overtaken by any other piece. So there is a game that we reach the goal, no one can disturb you anymore. But unless you reach that, there is a fear that you may be overcome by some other thing. Then that's why he said that is true, sir. The master said there are two classes of yogis, Bahudaka and the Kutichakas. The Bahudakas roam about visiting various holy places and have not yet found peace of mind. But the Kutichakas, having visited all the sacred places, have quieted their minds. Feeling serene and peaceful, they settle down in one place and no longer move about. In that one place, they are happy. They don't feel the need of going to any sacred places. If one of them ever visits a place of pilgrimage, it is only for the purpose of new inspiration. So it is said that there are, in spiritual life, people practice two ways. One is finding the inspiration, going to places of holy places of pilgrimage, one place to other place to other place. Because there is no inspiration at the beginning. So to enhance that spiritual inspiration, in India that is very common, very common. Someone becomes a monk, even a householder. They take leave from home, going for pilgrimage. Bas, come out like a monk. And then go from one place to the other place. And wherever you go, this temple to that temple, this may be Shiva temple. You go there and stay for some days, absorb the Shiva ideal, and then you move to another temple, Krishna temple. You go there, and there's Mother's temple. And whole India is full of temples. You can find every mile there is a temple, there is a sacred place. So, even in Christianity, people go for Jerusalem to have those holy places, to touch those holy grounds. Here is one guy, our Alex, has just visited some places of pilgrimage, no? Yeah, see, got how much inspiration you got. Yeah, that's the point. You get a new inspiration, and your mind gets absorbed. This mind, which is very difficult to control, if you go to one place to the other place, you are surcharged in that environment. So you don't have the opportunity to think of your old problems. You think of God there. No, you go to Kamarpukur, you go to Jairambati, you go to place Swami Vivekananda, you go to Holy Mother's place, no, in Calcutta. So wherever you go, move from one place to another place, your mind is getting diverse types of ideas and thoughts, all related to God. And that helps us to control our distracted mind into focus. And after going all around, traveling all over, then you understand why I am running everywhere? Lord is here in my heart. So they sat. They will sit down in one place. They select what place is congenial. Maybe Vrindavan, Holy Land, maybe Benares, maybe some place where some saints have lived, and they go there and just silently sit there and try to absorb God in his own heart. So this, because mind is now prepared, mind does not run on other worldly thoughts, going from one place to another place and collecting the spiritual vibrations. Each place has this tremendous spiritual vibration that can be felt only with a sincere practitioner. Anyone going for a, what you call the tourist, with a tourist mentality, if one goes, they will go to the same places, but they will not feel anything. They will say how beautiful is this, how natural, nature is soft and sweet. They will appreciate that. But the spiritual vibration which you find, suppose you are in Kamarpukur, you sit in the temple, where Ramakrishna was born, that place, no? Where he put this mango, one mango, he ate one mango and put that, and that became a tree now. So if you feel that, oh, he's touched by Ramakrishna, no? You will find a different Kamarpukur, no? So that inspiration gives them higher inspiration from place to place to place to place to place. And now mind has already has got a mold of thinking of divine, 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 here and there and there and there. Then ultimately, then you said that, okay, but he's here also. So that's called kuti chak. Kuti means one cottage, which is sitting in one corner. Bahudak, trying to drink water. Udaka means water. Bahudak means drinking water of different places. That means different holy places you go, and you drink the waters. That's a wandering monk does that. And when he finishes seeing all these things, then they settle down in one place and just absorb their mind totally in God, in japa, meditation, prayer. So this preparation period is necessary. In our order, it is done differently. Our order also allows us when we want, if someone wants to go for that. But more they gave, you exhaust your energy not with selfish work, but unselfish work. The whole world is working for selfish purpose. But you have dedicated your life for God, so you do unselfish work. Serve everyone, thinking God is there, God is there, God is there. Huh? And this type of work, that type of work, whatever work comes. Doing that, your mind gets set. And then that mind will be ready to help us in meditation. That's why without doing karma, Isha Upanishad says, Kurban nebeho karmani jijibhishet satagam shamaha evam tai nanna tetosti na karma lippate nare. If you live for 100 years, continuously do the karma, only with the attitude, no? It will not bind you, rather it will release you. The Upanishad says, na karma lippate nare. The people, it does not bring them into attachment, entanglement, but it releases them because you are thinking of others, serving others, feeling for others, instead of your own, the little petty I, similarly. So that is our present modern day practice. No, if you can see God in the temple, can you not see in the human being who is suffering? That's a new motto of Vivekananda and Ramakrishna in this order. If you can see God in an image, good, that's the image of God. If you can have so much devotion, can you not have little devotion, little compassion for those who are in deep suffering? You may not be able to solve their problem, but can you not serve them with love and sincerity? Feel that there is God is present palpably. So that will make your mind purer and purer and purer. So this is the same principle. Trying to go from one place to another, begging some food, and depending on God only. What we do, here also we can practice spiritual discipline by this way. And when the mind will be pure, and we have seen many Swamis who have purified their life by this practice of exhausting their energy in service to others. And they have really enriched themselves, and they have really enriched the whole order, inspiration to us, how they have attained perfection. Then they fall in love with God more. Whole day if you think that you are serving God, 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 then when you get a time, half an hour time, 1 hour time, that a meditation will be so intense, so rejoicing, so much full of inner peace. It will bring that tranquility. Because we don't do that, mind rambles here and there. But in the whole day's action, if we could have practiced that little bit, then that will be a real achievement in life, spiritual life. And that is the modern age. So do serve God, serve God, serve God. And not work. Work is not the philosophy of Vedanta, of Ramakrishna Vedanta. We talk about work, but it's a wrong statement. We don't work. It is a sadhana, spiritual practice. And spiritual practice only to see the divine. That's why it is said not karma yoga. Karma yoga is do with detachment. That's at one level. But Vedanta, Ramakrishna Vivekananda Vedanta tells, no. You are practical Vedanta. Your God is everywhere, and anything you are doing, you are interacting with God. Keep that inner spirit in your heart. You are interacting with your friend, your wife, husband, daughter, son, office, interacting with anyone in your life. You think, I'm interacting with God in this form. God has come in this form. So your interaction will be different. A thief comes, you call a police and that is your interacting with God. And if someone is holy people come, you respectfully behave with him. That's your interaction with God. So interaction with God. Internally we'll have to think, God is inside of everyone and I'm serving him. My whole day, night is dedicated to that. And if we think this way, then karma becomes karma yoga, or it runs above karma yoga. It is called the practical application of Vedanta principle. Brahman is everywhere. What we say, Vedanta is what it says. Brahman is everywhere, no? Satchidananda Brahma, Brahman is everywhere. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. Sarvam means everything is khalu, surely, certainly. Khalu idam, what we see, Brahman. That's the wonderful statement of the Upanishad. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. That's the highest word. That's called Vedanta. But is Vedanta practical or it is theoretical? No, it is practical. If it is so, all is Brahman, then whatever you are doing, to whom you are serving? Not the costume, but the truth which is within. So you are serving God. Unconsciously you are serving. Now consciously do that. Whole day. Your whole day is a puja. At the end of the day you will feel so satisfied. My whole day I did Thakur's puja. I did that with the day do in the temple with the flowers and fruits and sandal paste and incense and all these things. But this is my service, to giving a glass of water, to give some little words of consolation. Whatever way you do, it is all serving that Brahman which is in the whole world, permeated by that Brahman. So that is called practical Vedanta. This is the Vedanta, Brahma Satyam. That's the quote. Brahman alone is true. The Jagat Mithya, no. Jiva, Brahma eva. The individual soul, you see, there's nothing but Brahman. That is the Shankara's highest statement. One word. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. Jagat if you don't look at the Brahman ideal, it is all mithya. Means it is all imagination. But each jiva, you, me, all jivas, are nothing other than jiva Brahma eva. Only Brahman. No aparo, no. There is nothing separate from that. That take this spirit. This is a theory. Swami Vivekananda said. Is it practical? Otherwise, what is the use of talking about Vedanta? Vedanta gives a big, high-sounding words. Is it high-sounding word? No. Can it be made practical? That's why you read the Swami Vivekananda's lectures, Practical Vedanta. How this highest ideal can be implemented in our day-to-day breathing and eating and sleeping. Then it is called practical. If it is not practical, how big is the theory? If it cannot be applied in practice, it is meaningless, no? Big theory. But in practice there is not an iota of that. Then what is the use of that? But this Vedanta says, no, it is practical. It is practical when the king like Janaka, ruling the whole country, they have the time to make it practical. In the Upanishad you find Janaka's story, no? And also many kings' story. If a person like a king ruling the whole country can practice this Vedanta, why not you and me? That is the Vedantic practice.
It's also practical as like a way to, if you have a king, it's also practical in the sense like it's a very good way to get a good king. Because if you have a king who is non-dualist, who sees himself in all the...
But he's ruling the country.
He's going to be a good king.
A good king? Yeah. Of course he should be a good king. He's more than good. Good king only rule the country in a loving way. But that is not good. Good is not enough. It's much higher. God himself, serving God himself in all his actions. So we can also do that in our own field of life. Who have stopped me thinking this way, that I am serving God? It is a mental attitude, no? External work remaining the same. Why can I not think this way? Why I think the opposite way? You justify, I think this way. Why not change it to this way? And see what the benefit comes. You become illumined. You become full of joy. Your energy level goes high up. We get tired after doing some little work. Tireless. There will be people I have seen in our holy order. They relentlessly do work, but they are so fresh. As if so much work is nothing for them. And when they come out, they relax so much. When they are working in the office table, I saw them very much serious and doing all these things. As they come out, face is beaming with joy, and they're as if he has done one big puja, big worship. So we can do that. This is very important point to understand. Vedanta is not theoretical. Vedanta is practical. And if it is not practical, don't take it. It cannot be applied. That's called applied Vedanta. We call in science, what do you call? Science, applied science. If science is only science, what it matters? But science is applied, heating, cooling. Science has been applied. The science is applied to improve our conditions and our joy and remove our suffering and obstacles. So spirituality is an applied science. It can be applied in our day-to-day practice. It is a science, and it has been tested and verified, and we are ready here to test and verify. So this is the beauty of this Vedantic understanding. So Ramakrishna said, I had to practice his religion for a time. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity. Furthermore, I followed the path of the Shaktas. Shaktas means Shakti worshippers, mother worshippers. Mother Durga, Kali, Shiva, Saraswati, Lakshmi. Vaishnavas and Vedantists. I realized that there is only one God toward whom all are traveling, but the paths are different. Very beautiful statement, no? So he's talking about, first we can test a little bit what is Hinduism, this, that, shopping. But you will understand. Then hold on to one and move on. And Vedanta is the one perfect thing which can be taken into our life and practice. While visiting the holy places on page 129, I would sometimes suffer great agony. Once I went to the Mathur to Raja Babu's drawing room in Benares. I found that they talked there only of worldly matters, money, real estate, and the like. At this I burst into tears. I said to the Divine Mother, weeping, Mother, where hast thou brought me? I was much better off at Dakshineshwar. In Allahabad, I noticed the same things that I saw elsewhere, the same ponds, the same grass, the same trees, the same tamarind leaves. But only one undoubtedly finds inspiration in a holy place. But one undoubtedly finds inspiration in a holy place. So he said, in holy places you go, in every place. There are worldly minded people also gather around there more. The Christ did not, he threw away the, what is called this, money changers. Money changers, they are doing big business in the temple campus, no? So Christ threw them out. That means it is not the place. He's saying that when once Ramakrishna is talking about his life story, that once he went to the Vrindavan. And where he went? Varanasi, Kashi. And when he went there, he saw that people, instead of talking spiritual talk or meditation and practice, they are playing, what is called? Card playing. Nothing bad, but this is not the place. People come here to die. Benares people go to die and take the name of God day and night so that they can die with the name of God. But you are playing cards there, and there are many places. Ramakrishna said, I was much happy when I was in Dakshineshwar, but because I used to take the mother's name and no one was to disturb. But here is a disturbance. And he cried, seeing the situation. And also he said that I went, but some people will get inspiration undoubtedly. There is some inspiration. You go to the temple itself, you sit in one corner. If you have the sensitivity, your machine should be tuned. I give the example in this room. All the 500 channels are there, no? So NBC is there, then channel 10 is there, all the channels. You have to tune. And you can see the same thing here. Though it is not visible now, but it is here. So some people can get tuned their mind into that consciousness. Undoubtedly finds inspiration in holy place. I accompanied Mathur Prabhu in Vrindavan. Hriday and the ladies of Mathur's family were in our party. No sooner did I see the Kaliyodavan Ghat, then a divine emotion surged up within me. I was completely overwhelmed. Hriday used to bathe me there as if I were a small child. So Ramakrishna said he gets into spiritual mood, going to holy places. That is the way the whole Vrindavan has been rediscovered. Because in Mughal period, the Muslims' aggression destroyed all the temples, desecrated everything, and the deities were thrown out and so were all gone. And the whole Vrindavan became a jungle. No one could reside there. It has been demolished and distorted. Then Sri Chaitanya went there, and he used to meditate here and there. And in his mind, that type of revelation used to come. And he used to feel, oh, this is the place where Krishna played with gopis like that. or this is the place where Krishna met the Uddhava. Like that, all these stories we find, and those are revived. It is revived by Sri Chaitanya and his disciple Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, like that. That means those who are spiritually uplifted, their mind can touch that vibration and go into, as we go to different places, we have different vibration, is it not? You come to the temple, you have a different vibration. You go to a party, there is a different vibration. You go to a nightclub, there is a different vibration. No? And you need not have to do anything. Just you go, your mind will be feeling something. No? So that is the vibration thing. So her spiritual vibration is also same. So that some people can perceive that, and then that they can realize the benefit. They can get the benefit of the holy places of pilgrimage. That's why we should go to a temple or a church or a place with some preparation. You will benefit more. Suppose you go to India, before you go to India, where are you going? Read about the spiritual text, not the historical part only, or not only the geological side of it, but you can think what has happened there, what is the story there, what holy man experienced there. There is Ram Ghat in Chitrakoot. Ram Ghat is a ghat where Ramchandra, when he was exiled, he came from Ajodhya and walked and came to the river, and then he stayed there for 1 or 2 nights or something. And that place is called Ramghat. And Tulsidas, he was a devotee. He said that you will go to Ramghat, then you will have the vision of Ramji. He was instructed by Hanumanji. Anyhow, that's a story. And when he was there, and he was totally absorbed and making sandal paste, thinking when Ramji will come, I will put at his feet, in his body. So he is doing so much of sandal paste. So he is in a Ram, and he is making a paste of the sandalwood. And that time, the Rama came, a boy, Rama and Lakshmana, both of them, 2 brothers appeared there. But the Hanumanji, Tulsidas ji, he is praying, "Oh Ram, let me have your darshan." But he is absorbed in the mentally so much that who is standing in front of him, Rama came in the physical body, and his brother Lakshmana, but he does not look. Then there is a Hanumanji came in the form of a bird in the tree. Then he said, I forgot the Tulsi Chandana Ghishe Tilaka Pare Raghunai. Tulsidas should put the sandal paste on his body of Rama, but he is absorbed in his doing the chandana, the sandal paste, and Rama himself is taking that chandana and putting on his forehead. Then Hanumanji opened the eyes and saw then, oh my God, the Ramji has come. So much absorption. So this experience is an experience that Rama appeared there, no? So now even thousands of years have passed. We go to that place, people go some special feeling. You go to Ramakrishna's room, they don't allow now, I heard, in Dakshineshwar. Yeah, you can just feel that. You go to that bell tree, they allow probably. If you can go there, you can feel there is something. But everyone will not feel. If you disturb mind, you go, you will not be able to feel. You have to cool down something, and your mind should be tuned to that level.
Swami, last year I visited Bellarmine, and one gentleman, Bukaraj, and I went to M's house. Apparently in the bed he sat to write the gospel. But there's one shirt.
Yeah, Ramakrishna used.
Behind the glass, I sat there and
Yeah. Ramakrishna used one shirt, and that is hanging in the M's house, in Calcutta, where Srima, the writer of this book, where he used to live, he kept many things of Ramakrishna's used things in his room, because there is no place where to give away. But he, being a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, he preserved many things. And that, he's referring to one he saw, that in the glass case they have kept that hanging, that old shirt, but that is only a cloth, but has so much. St. Francis of Assisi, you go, there is a piece of cloth, it is said used by St. Francis. And see people go, everyone says, oh my God, Hari, St. Francis is a saint. How many years now passed, historically. But that place is so vibrant. So that is the subtle vibration. Once mind ready, they can feel it. Okay, so another 5 minutes. Any question is there? Or we can have any question, we can talk.
Thakur is saying one should practice all the paths. But then he also says...
All the paths for the beginning. Before you, it is like shopping. You want to purchase one item, you shop, who is the best shopping place. You like that, no? You like one item, but where is the cheapest, at the same time good quality. So you can do that. Little practice this, little practice that, to get a taste of it. But with the Bahudak, in this country, most of the young people are in this troubled position. They go to Buddhism a little bit, they go to this tantric something, to Saivo something, this something, and then they find that it's all what confusion, no? Each one is telling something wrong. But no, then you come to a guru, teacher, who teach you, do this, forget about that. Not for you. You have checked all those things, okay, but now follow this. That's why Guru Vakka. That's why in our tradition, in spiritual tradition of India, is listening to Guru's advice and following his instruction is very must. You cannot change yourself, because you will be in confusion. So it is not that ego, it is not the Guru is an ego, but the question is that you have tested all these things, but follow this. This is the definite path. I am telling it, it will benefit you. So the faith in Guru and trust and love in Guru is very important in spiritual life. Then all scriptures you said at the beginning, they do so much Guru Pranam and Guru, because it is, I have so many alternatives. But what is good for me, bas, what Guru said, just strictly follow that. And then things will come up. That is the important part of practice. Otherwise, I may think this is good, but I do not know really it is good for me or not. And I may be wrongly directed. But Guru, when he says, and so long your Guru is alive, you can put questions. If you have any trouble comes, then you can ask, and then they will tell you whatever the best they know. And this is all out of love. That's why Guru and disciple relationship, very pure relationship. No give and take of monetary thing or this material thing. It is only for a bounty of love, where you can find the direction and don't think of anything else. Trust. That's why Swami Brahmananda used to say, what I said, do that. Do it so many years, sincerely. If it does not come, then come to me and slap me. Baba, he's saying, slap me on my face. That means what a great challenge he is giving. It will happen. You follow the instruction, it will happen. So this is very important. Okay, thank you all. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat, Sri Ramakrishna Panamastu. Oh, tomorrow Swami Jnana Sudhananda, please come. He is the first speaking one time, first time speaking. Katha Upanishad, one of the best sweetest Upanishad.